UCLA versus USC women's basketball showdown. Keys: what to watch in Big Ten title decider. There's more than just city bragging rights at stake when UCLA and Southern California meet again on Saturday. The No, 2 Bruins and No. 3 Trojans had an epic first clash on February 13, with Juju Watkins delivering a signature performance as USC beat its rival in front of its home fans. The second game will take place at UCLA. Just like the first matchup at the Galen Center, an electric environment is expected. It will be a sellout crowd at Pauley Pavilion. UCLA and USC have had little trouble in their first season in the Big Ten. Saturday's winner can cap off an incredible regular season with a championship and generate momentum as March Madness approaches. Each team has national championship aspirations and is in prime position to get a No. 1 seed in the NCAA tournament based on Thursday's selection committee rankings. "It's for all the marbles here," said USC forward Raya Marshall. Before the big-time Saturday night feature, here are the top storylines and keys to the game. Big Ten regular season title is on the line. At 16-1 each in conference play and tied atop the standings, Saturday's game will be for the Big Ten regular season title. "The UCLA rivalry game is always a big game," said USC head coach Lindsay Gottlieb. "But now I think the stakes that are on it nationally, and for the first Big Ten regular season championship, it has a little bit of an elevated feel for sure." Playing in a new league that requires several cross-country trips hasn't been much trouble for either team. In the coaches and media preseason poll, the Trojans were picked to finish first with the Bruins slated second. Now it's a guarantee they'll finish 1-2 in the standings and be the top 2 seeds in next week's conference tournament. USC's recent dominance over UCLA. It's been the Trojans' city recently. USC has won 3 straight over its rival. Watkins lost her first matchup against the Bruins in December 2023, but hasn't lost since. "We're both great teams, so it really just comes down to the wiring and down to those small categories," Watkins said. "I'm always excited for the matchup, and then it just comes down to the intangibles." Marshall, a senior, said she wants to set the groundwork for the freshmen to never have the feeling of losing to their rivals and beat the top dogs in lay. The winning streak against UCLA is a refreshing sight for USC, which had little success against the Bruins before Watkins' arrival on campus. Prior to USC's 3-game winning streak, UCLA had won 9 straight against the Trojans and 18 of 21 meetings. How does UCLA stop Juju Watkins? A major reason for USC's success against UCLA. You guessed it, it starts with Watkins. The hometown kid has been a Bruin killer. In the last 3 meetings, she's averaged 34.3 points, 10.3 rebounds, 4.3 blocks, and 3 assists per game. In the first meeting this season, she had a historic performance with 38 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists, and a career-high 8 blocks. She became the first player this century, at either the NBA, WNBA, Division I men's and women's level, to have a game with 35-plus points, 10-plus rebounds, 5-plus assists, 5-plus blocks, and 5-plus made three-pointers, according to OptaStats. If the Bruins want to finally best the Trojans, it starts with limiting Watkins. In their first meeting, it was London Jones who primarily defended Watkins, but that could change or a double team could be in order. Another key will be to not send Watkins to the foul line. In the past 3 meetings, she shot at least 10 free throws in each game. Can USC limit Lauren Betts again? In their first meeting, the Bruins surged out to a second-half lead thanks to Lauren Betts' dominance in the paint. She scored the first 7 points out of halftime, and the Bruins led by 7 points. It looked like UCLA would remain perfect. It was a different story in the fourth quarter. Betts didn't score in the final 10 minutes, and the Bruins managed to score only 8 points, while USC scored 24 to take over the game. The difference was USC started bringing help from the guards to double-team Betts once she got in the post. That was the primary reason Watkins had a career night swatting the ball, as a majority of her blocks came from behind against Betts. After the loss, Betts said she was forcing too many shots and wasn't doing a good enough job sealing off defenders, vowing to do better next time. Marshall said Betts got the better of her in that game, and although her teammates helped her out, her mission will be to make it another rough outing for the Star Center. As corrupt as we could be to her on the block, making her work hard, making her work for every rebound, making her have to run the floor, putting her in ball screen and whatnot, then it'd be a tough day in Pauley for her, Marshall said.